example, you're doing a marathon, you do your long runs, you need protein to repair your muscle, right? Sufficient energy intake and carbohydrate availability is necessary for optimal protein use and performance, right? So if you get your carbohydrate enough, then you know you don't worry about your protein anymore. Right? Later I will tell you why. So for the recommendations for endurance athletes like you want to run a marathon, you are endurance athlete, right? So you need about 1.2 to 1.4 gram per kilogram body weight of protein. Okay, if you want to build body, you are bodybuilder, strength trained athlete, this one is bodybuilder. Okay, so you need 1.2 to 1.7. Okay, next, show you the example here. Me again, right? So 76 kilogram. Okay, training or loading. Okay, loading, you not necessarily have to increase your protein or cut down your protein. I just maintain same, right? So 1.4, I use 1.4 times 76 equal to 106. So one serving is about 14 grams of protein, so equal to 7.5 serving. Okay. Okay. So what is one serving? Next. But before that, I have to let you know that. Okay. So 30 grams, one serving of carbohydrates like cereal, grains, and starch come with 4 grams of protein. Yeah, so when you do your loading, you eat your high carbohydrate diet, you actually get your protein at the same time. If you choose these things, cereal, grain, starch, or your beans, legumes, so they will come with protein. But if you choose like fruits or those glucose drinks, sport drink, they want no protein, okay? Of course, no protein. Okay, so if you take enough carbohydrate, actually your protein intake is already halfway. It's already halfway, right? So you just need to top up with some good quality of protein. Next, so these are the good quality of protein, yeah, complete proteins. So this one serving 14 grams. Okay, so when you do it, so for my sample myself, I will take I make sure that I get enough carbohydrate. So I just need to take about 2 to 3 serving of this thing, good proteins, right? So one serving is what? Example here, lean meat, 2 matchbox size. Okay, I don't bring my meat here, so you. Okay, chicken breast is about 2 matchbox size. Fish, half piece, yeah, about 70 grams. Yeah, prawns, 8 medium prawns. Yeah, prawns actually is a good source of protein. But if you are allergic to prawns or seafood, you don't take. Okay. Then you can have tofu, tempeh, tau hua, cheese, eggs, beans or legumes, milk, and yogurt. These are all the good qualities of protein, right? Okay. Next, fat already. Okay. So any more question for protein? No, huh? So fat, you still need fat. Okay, fat is a component of a normal diet, providing enough energy and essential element of cell membrane and associated nutrients such as vitamin A, D, E. So you need fats also, right? High fat diets are not recommended for athletes. Okay. However, consuming less than 20% of energy from fat does not benefit performance. So for fat, too high is not good, too low is not good. Yeah, you have to maintain about 20 to 35% of total energy intake. So how you know? Okay, try to take the good fat. So example here, next. So these are all the good fat. Okay, fat I mean here is not the oily food. Remember, not nasi lemak, not char kway teow, not roti canai. Those oily food you try to avoid, but you try to put fat with this kind of good, healthier choices of fat. Yeah, olive oil, sunflower oil, canola oil, avocado, right, and all the seeds, sunflower seeds, flax seeds, nuts, walnuts, cashew nuts, almonds, right, and peanut butter. This is a famous food for runners, right? Correct. Okay, so peanuts butter actually full of energy and also protein, right? So you can actually put peanut butter on your bread, yeah. So try to increase your carbohydrate at the same time provide you protein, right? Then the next one is, this one is the animal protein. Of course, the best one is the salmon, the good fats, salmon, the good fats, and then tuna, chicken. This one also provide fats, but you choose the lean meat, lean cut of meat. Okay, and also this one also provide fat also, dairy products. So when you have enough carbohydrate, you have enough protein, you actually no need to look into your fats anymore, because all these things you taken just now already, like the protein. So when you make sure that you have enough carbohydrate and protein, then you don't need to worry about your fat. Okay? Right? Any question here?
Protein from the egg, especially the yolk, if we taken more, understand that the cholesterol or actually, so is it if we take more, we can burn it during our exercise or loading?
So if you are not a high cholesterol patient, you actually can take up to 2 eggs per day. Right? So some more you are a runner, you do exercise, so you actually no need to worry about your cholesterol. But if you are not sure, you better go and check your cholesterol level first. Go to see doctor. Right? If you are high cholesterol, then you have to beware of the egg yolk. If you are not high cholesterol, then you can go for 2 eggs per day is enough for you. Right? So no need to too worry about the cholesterol, because you are a runner, you do exercise, right? Physical activities. Okay? But if you are not sure, then you go for a checkup, right? To check your cholesterol level. Okay? Okay, next. Okay, now is the most important part, pre-race. Yeah, what you have to eat before you run the marathon, right? So this one is 1 to 3 days before your race day. Okay? Next. Carbo loading, yeah, your famous carbo loading, right? So this is actually a strategy involving changes to training and nutrition that can maximize muscle glycogen store prior to endurance competition. Okay, and number 2, this one you have to remember, carbo loading is not equal to eat everything and anything inside. Okay, yeah, don't eat everything and anything, right? You have to plan well. Okay. So this is the old school practice lah. So they will do it 3 to 4 days before. 3 to 4 days of depletion phase. That means they will do hard training and low carbohydrate, to use all the carbohydrate inside their body. Then they immediately followed by 3 to 4 days of loading phase. So they will rest and eat high carbohydrate diet. So this is the old practice. So the current concept is, you can do 1 to 4 days of exercise taper. That means you do your tapering, right? Then you have your high carbohydrate diet. That means when you do your loading, you still can exercise. You still can continue your training, but light training, right? It's a tapering, yeah? So the recommendation from Australian Institute of Sport is about 7 to 12 grams per kilogram body weight. It's lovely, same with just now I showed you the calculation, right? Next. So according to study, is it carbo loading improve performance? Okay, carbo loading enables muscle glycogen level to be increased. Yes. Okay, so this extra supply of carbohydrate has been demonstrated to improve endurance exercise by allowing athletes to exercise at their optimum pace. So if you do carbohydrate loading, it's not ensure you to run faster. Remember, so you don't think that you want to load more, then you will run faster. No. It's make sure that so you can run with your optimal pace for a longer period of time, so that you can finish your marathon strong, right? Exercising continuously at a moderate to high intensity for 90 minutes or longer is likely to benefit from carbo loading. Yeah, so if you do marathon, you run long, yes. But if you do short exercise like 100 meters, 200 meters, no. Yes, short-term exercise unlikely to benefit, as the body's usual carbohydrate store are adequate. Okay, so marathon is useful for you, yeah, so that you are not easily to get fatigued. Yeah, you have enough energy to sustain until the end. Okay, next. Okay, pre-race meal. Okay, so pre-race meal, your pre-race meal should leave the runner neither hungry nor with undigested food in the stomach. That means not too full and not too hungry. Okay, right? Food should be relatively low in fat and fiber to facilitate gastric emptying and minimize gastrointestinal distress. So sometimes you eat too full or too oily, then your digestion will be slower, right? So that's why I not encourage you to have high fat food before your race, right? Nasi lemak, char kway teow, roti canai, right? All those very oily food. No, okay? High in carbohydrates, yes, of course, moderate in protein and familiar to runner. Familiar to runner, that means you have to try it before you race. Don't try any new food before your marathon, okay? You have to try and train. That's why try and train is very important. I say it many times already today, okay? 2 to 4 hours before race. Yeah, is it answer your question just now? Pre-race. This one is before your marathon, pre-race. So 2 to 4 hours before race, right? Example next. Okay, this is my plan. Okay, so 3 days before your marathon is 17, right? So 3 days before, that means 14, you have to start already. I have to start already. Okay, you're not necessary to follow me. Okay, this is my example. So 3 days before, I still continue my training. Here, just short and easy run, and I can do some muscle conditioning here. Okay, stretching and so on. And I eat like training days. Yeah, I've shown you just now training day what I eat. So I just eat like my training day. And 2 days before, I still doing some light exercise other than running. No more running already. Okay. Example, I can do cycling, right? And I also eat like training day. So when the day I really do my loading is the day before the race. I rest, I'm not doing any exercise, and I load, I eat high carbohydrate, right? And you have to make sure that you have enough sleep the whole week before race. Okay, sleep is also the nutrition for your body. Right? You have to make sure that you have enough sleep. Okay, next. This is the example. Okay. Can you see? Is it too small, the wording? Too small. Okay, I just read it up for you. Day before race, breakfast. Okay, I start 9 o'clock in the morning. Breakfast, 3 potato buns, Milo 3 tablespoons and 4 scoops of skim milk. This roughly same like my training days, right? So potato bun is higher, so it's 51 grams. Yeah, compared to 3 slices of white bread is about 45 grams only. So you can take potato buns. 11 a.m. snack, 1 plain muffin, 1 cup of coffee with sugar, right? Then lunch, 1 p.m. Okay, I will take 2 small bowl of rice, this bowl, and then 2 medium potatoes, 1 egg, half tauhu, 1 banana, and 1 yogurt drink. Okay, and then snack 4 p.m. I will take fried bihun and soy milk with added sugar. Yeah, so sugar is sometimes can help you to top up when you are doing loading. Okay. Dinner 6:30 p.m. I will take the same thing like lunch, right? Then 8 p.m. supper, 1 big bun with jam, okay, and soy milk. So all this kind of thing, jam kaya is not a bad thing. You can use for top up when you do your loading, right? Remember, although it's bad sugar, you know that it's bad sugar. Simple sugar is bad. Always people know. But you can actually top up with this, right? Jam. Okay, then you have to sleep 5 to 6 hours. Okay, but usually runners, you have pre-race anxiety, right? You cannot sleep the night before, correct? So although I plan after my supper, I want to sleep, but usually I will just drag until 9:30, 10. I only can sleep, right? So after my supper, 8 o'clock, right? I have to sleep already, but usually I will drag, right? Anxiety, correct? Okay. So this one is a race day. The next morning, so the next morning, 1 a.m. Okay, 5 a.m. flag off. Let's say this is for example for half marathon, 5 a.m. flag off. Okay, then 1 a.m. morning I have to wake up already. Okay, I wake up, I will take this pre-breakfast. Okay, UHT low fat milk and 2 plain beef churn bread, plain wholemeal bread, right? And then I sleep again. Yeah, because it's too early already. Yeah, because I tried, if I straight away I wake up and I take the full breakfast, I cannot, because it's too full for me. I cannot tolerate. It's too full and I'm feeling like nausea, I want to vomit. So cannot. So I only can take two bread. So I will just wake up earlier, 1 hour earlier. Okay, actually my breakfast should be 2 a.m. But I wake up 1 hour earlier to take this small snack, pre-breakfast. I call it pre-breakfast. Okay, then I sleep back, sleep again. Then the time I really wake up is 2. It's up to you. That's why you have to know your training, your schedule, and your body. If you not necessarily to follow me this is my body, so I will use this. This is very good for me. But it's not necessarily good for you, so you have to try. So if you cannot follow this, then you will try out your own plan. Okay, correct? Okay, breakfast, milk, chocolate milk, bread, 2 bread and 2 teaspoons of peanut butter. So I top up with peanut butter. Okay, then don't forget to go toilet. Yeah, don't forget to go toilet. Then 3 a.m. Okay, this time I have to go up from my house already, right? So before I go up from my house, okay, I have to take some whey proteins and also the bread. I cannot take all this at once because it's very full for me. So I will split into 3 times. 1 hourly, 1 hourly, 1 hourly. Okay, then I arrive at the venue 4 a.m. So you have to arrive 1 hour before that, at least 1 hour before that. So don't forget to do your warm up. Go toilet again. Yeah, at the starting point you have to go toilet. Then I drink less than 100 ml of water. No need too much water already because just now I drink a lot of milk already, right? Okay, then I will take 1 energy bar 15 minutes before the race start. Okay, so total up all this is about 608 grams. Yeah, it's considered a loading diet already, right? Okay, any question on this? Yeah, this is not fixed for all of you. You have to try and come up with your own plan. This is an example for you only, right? Okay, yeah, any?
Now you said that according to my habit and to observe I every day take about 5 spoons of oat. So is it enough or?
Yeah, whether it's enough or not enough, you have to try. Yeah, because everybody is different. Sometimes you take 5 tablespoons, you're already full. But some people they cannot, they have to eat more. That depends on yourself. Hydration, okay, at least 4 hours before race, okay, you should consume 5 to 7 milligram body weight of water or sport drinks, right? So example for me, 76 kilograms, so I need 380 to 530, right? Allow enough time to optimize hydration status and for excretion for any excess fluid as urine. So this mobile toilet is very important.